Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Anne and today I'm bringing you a brand new series on my channel. So this is going to be called, Shelf series is going to be called Book Battle, Shelf versus Floor. So this is completely inspired and copied from Becca and the Books, but like I was never going to do this vlog series, and then my partner was watching a video with me on Becca's channel where she was doing her Shelve It or Scrap It series, and he decided that this is a perfect idea for me to do because I also have piles of books on my floor. So what I've been doing the last few days is trying to organize my shelves, so getting books that I really wanted on my shelves and wanted to keep on my shelves, and pulling books off that I don't think I'm going to keep and want into piles beside me. So I've got a bunch of piles here, and I've just filmed my January wrap-up, which means I have a pile of books that I also need to try and get back on my shelves for the ones that I want to keep. So I've got all of these that I need to figure out what to do with because my shelves are pretty much at capacity. They are double stacked, and I will be eventually working on getting new shelves which have single stack capacity. So I need to get through some of these books and figure out what I want to keep, because we have a very small office and there is no point in just having books all over the floor, because that is not what we want. So some of these books do have a place and then some of them don't, because some of them are new and have not been put on my shelves yet because I read them as soon as I bought them. So we have a whole stack of books that I need to get on my shelves. So let's go through these books and decide which ones I want to keep and which ones I don't want to keep. So we have In the Ravenous Dark, which is the last one that I just read for my vlog in January, and this is the last book that I read in January. This is a 4-star read for me, and if I'm being honest, I don't think that this is one that I'm going to keep, just because I'm never going to reread it. I don't feel like the need to annotate it, and it's just, I don't think it is one that I need to keep or ever reread. So that's going to go in the Unhaul pile. Then we have Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and Fourth Wing. So Fourth Wing definitely has a spot on my shelf, but I don't remember where it was, so we're gonna have to find a spot for those. Iron Flame I think had a spot on my shelf as well. But I haven't had it on my shelf in so long because I've been wanting to read it for months, and I've just been keeping it close on hand for if I wanted to pick it up. But Onyx Storm is a brand new release, so this definitely does not have a space on my shelf, so I need to find a way to do that and get it on my shelf. So we have to fit these 3 onto my shelves. Then we have The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This is a 3-star read for me, but this is one that my partner technically owns and we bought for him, so I'm going to have to fit it on my shelf so he can read at some point. We have The Everqueen and the Mist Thief. I already had these on my shelf, so they just need to be slotted back onto where they were, which is just over here in this little gap here. So there's some already shelved, which is great. Then we have A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I gave this a 4-star read, and this is one that I'm never going to reread or annotate or anything like that, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one. We have Lights Out, which I just pulled off the shelf to talk about, but it does already have a spot on the shelf right over on this one up here, so I'm just going to pop that back in its spot. Is a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it fits, so it counts. And then we have Carve the Mark. This also has a spot on my shelf because it's been on my shelves for so long. It did have a spot, but I might have already taken it. But this is one that has another 4-star read for me in the month of January, but I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I do have the sequel still on my shelves that I'm going to be reading very soon, but it's one that I don't think I'm ever going to reread, and if I do reread it, it'll probably be audio, just like I read it the first time. But it wasn't an absolute favorite of mine, so I'm probably never going to reread it, and I'm not going to annotate it, so this can also go. And then we have Quicksilver by Callie Hart, which again has never gotten onto the shelf because it was new, and I picked it up pretty much immediately once I bought it because I was reading it for the Brie vlog. So this also needs to find a spot on the shelf, which I don't think it's gonna go. So we have some work to do. So we've got some shelf reorganization that we need to get to. First, let me show you the stacks that we have already. So as you can see, they're all here right beside me. Ignore the mess, but these are the books that I've been pulling off as I've been rearranging the books, because generally all the new books that I buy just end up on the floor. And I also had this top bookshelf just stacked with books, so my goal was to get all of the books off that shelf and onto actual shelves. So I did that, and which has led me to having all of these. These are really old ones that have been sitting on my TBR shelf for a long time, so it's bound to mean that a lot of these I'm hoping can be scraps. So starting off this vlog, I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of rearrange and see where I can fit these books on and what books I'm going to be pulling off and adding to the piles. So let's just do that, shall we? Okay, I'm going to set up the camera in a little bit of a different position so we can talk through as I reorganize my shelves. So let's do it. This room isn't great for filming in different angles, but I've got my bookshelves here. I've got my big one here. That's my brand new one. I've tried not to double stack this as much as I can, but again, it is already double stacked. And then we also have this shelf here, which is pretty much fully double stacked. I rearranged this a little while ago just to get things moving and kind of put the new books that I've gotten on here. And then the same with this shelf. Ignore all of the non-fiction on top of the shelf. That's not part of this vlog, but we have all of these, which you can see are pretty much double stacked. So we have some issues. As you can see, we've got a lot of books. Ideally, I don't want to have books stacked up like this if I can possibly help, but that's probably not going to be the case as of right now. I also have this bookshelf over here, but this is full of like series that I've read and loved, or series that I'm working on, so they're not going to be touched really, I don't think. So if I need to touch them, I will, but I'm hoping not to. So let's try and get these books on a shelf somehow. So we're going to focus on this one for a little bit because I didn't mess around with this one too much over the last couple of weeks. It was mainly this one and this one here. I haven't played around with this one a little bit yet, so let's do some shuffling and see what I can fit in the main one and try and get these on here. So I definitely want to keep these because this is a series that I've read, the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I love this series, and then I also don't want to get any of these off here because these are my special edition books. This is an arc, so I don't want to get rid of this either because I like having arcs of books because it is cool. And then I think I'm just going to get rid of this one because I don't think I need to reread this. I read it many years ago and I bought it because I saw it and I was like, oh, I've read this, I'm going to add it to my shelf. But again, if I'm going to read it, I'll probably just listen to the audiobook if I ever want to reread it. So I think that's going to be an Unhaul, which doesn't really help because I'm actively trying to stop double stacking my shelves and having books on top. So let's see. I'm looking at this side here, and these three have been on my shelves for a long time and I haven't picked them up. So I've got three hardbacks here. We've got Enchanté by Gita Trellis, and then we have Black Wings Beating and Red Skies Falling by Alex London. So these have been on my shelves for a long time, so I think it would be good if I could put put these on the stacks and finally get them read. but I don't think that's going to leave me with a lot of room to actually get, because this is a chunky boy. So if I fit this in here, okay, so that fits on the shelf pretty sweet. Let's see if we can fit fourth wing on here too. Okay, we can. So these are ones I definitely want to read. I think pulling these off might help. So pulling off Poison Study, Orphan X, and Bitter Blue could be a good option, just because I read book 1 of Grace Lang, and I think Fire might already be in the stacks. Maybe not. Maybe I'll try and find, oh there it is. I will find Fire, pull that on the stacks as well. So we also have Fire. So I think that would be good to have both of these on the stacks as well to get them out of the way. So that means I could definitely fit The Alchemist on here, where I just pulled Fire from. So let's show you that. So I just got Fire from here, and we can fit that in there. I might be able to fit another book on that shelf at some point, so I might have a look through my stacks and see if there's anything else that I can fit on here. But I definitely think now, after moving those 3, that I can get Iron Flame and Onyx Storm on the shelf. So let's try that. Iron Flame. Ooh, that's gonna be a tight fit. Okay. Let's see if I can squeeze it in. Okay, yes. I can. Okay, perfect. So I did fit them onto the shelf, which is perfect. So now let's see if there's another book that I can fit into this little corner here and put something in there. So let's try that. So let's come down here and have a look at these stacks and see what I can fit. So it looks pretty small. I could maybe fit like a medium-sized book onto the list. But then again, is there anything on here that I really hope to keep on my shelves? Like, I don't think so. The only one that I'd be sad to let go of before I get to read it would be The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin. This is the author of the Serpent and Dove series. So let's see if I can fit this one on. I don't think I'm going to be able to, just because it is such a tight fit on the shelf. Perfect. It fits on the shelf. So let me rearrange the stacks and just get them nice and tidy, and then we can count them, and then we can pick our first book for this vlog. Let's do that, shall we? Okay, let's do some rearranging. Take you over there, we'll do this. Alrighty, we have tidy-ish stacks, so let's count them. We have 51 books in the stacks, so that's quite a bit. There's some rules with this series as well that I sat down with my partner and decided on. So if I pull a classic off the shelf, I have to read that classic as the next one, and whatever I pull off the shelf to put in the stacks, if I'm shelving any of the books, that is the next book that I have to, like, the next book that I have to read within the next vlog that I do for this one. So yeah, I think that was all the rules that we had. and a minimum of 3 to 5 books. So we shall see how this first vlog goes, because this is already like 20 minutes long just by introducing this vlog and rearranging my shelves. So let's just do a number generator and do 1 to 5, and the number generator will tell me how many books I should read within this vlog. So this is a start. We generate 5, of course. God damn it, immediately. Okay, so then we've also got 51 books. So let's generate what we're going to be reading for book 1 of this vlog. So 1 to 51, generate 47. So if we go from 51 to 47, we'll be able to find it pretty quickly. So it's going to be on my last shelf. So let's see what book it is. Alrighty. So we've got the bottom stack here, which is my last stack of this video. So we've got 51, 50, 49, 58. What? I can't count. 51, 50, 49, 48, 47. So we've got this book here. Oh, let me try and get it. Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. Yes. Okay. So the first book for this vlog is a Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. So this is a dark Disney tale retelling series, and this one is following Mulan. So what if Mulan had to travel to the underworld? When Captain Shang is mortally wounded in battle, Mulan must travel to the underworld Diyu in order to save him from certain death. But King Yama, the ruler of Diyu, is not willing to give Shang up easily. With the help of Shang's great lion guardian Shishi, Mulan must find Shang's spirit and leave by sunrise, or become King Yama's prisoner forever. Mulan, still disguised as the shoulder Ping, wrestles with the decision whether or not to reveal her true identity to her closest friend. Will Mulan be able to save Shang before it's too late? Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty dark. I have read one of these retellings before and it wasn't great. It's the Alice in Wonderland one on birthday, and I didn't really like it, so I'm a little bit scared about this one, but we shall see. And I will start this vlog, and I will start this book soon and give you a bit of an update once I am a little bit into this book. So yeah, join me on this crazy journey of book battle, shelf versus floor, and we will see if we finally start getting rid of these books because it is getting overwhelming. So I'll talk to you at some point soon. You're getting a car update. This is going to be a little bit weird because I am at a very busy parking spot. All the windows are open, so I'm hoping that no one walks by and sees me talking to my phone, but that's probably gonna happen. But I found the audiobook of Reflection by Elizabeth Lim on my Libby app, so I decided to pick that up and start listening to it. I got about 77% of the way in, and I don't love it, and I don't hate it. So yeah, I feel like I should put the window up because people are walking by. I don't love it and I don't hate it, but it's just a story that's following. It's a retelling of Mulan, where her love interest in the movie, I can't even remember his name, ends up almost dying and going to the underworld, and she has to go save him. And it's almost to the point where you kind of need to watch Mulan, the movie, before you read this book, because the names, I don't remember many of the characters. All the names are very similar, so I'm very confused as to who's who, which is a little bit frustrating right for the beginning of the story. And then we move to the underworld and it's just her, basically. It's
I don't feel any connection to the characters apart from it's Mulan. You know, you've watched the movie, you know what it's about. You know Mulan as a character. I don't feel any connection. I don't feel any sort of feelings towards the story. It's just a story that's going on as I'm working. Although today it's been really frustrating and I wanted to punch a couple of people at work today, aka one person mainly, but I just had to keep putting the audiobook on and ignoring that person because I was ready to throw a fit and like quit my job. It was that bad. But yeah, I'm going to finish it tomorrow, but it's definitely not one that I think I'm going to be trying to fit back onto my shelf. So we have that, which is good. So we are whittling down the stacks on my floor, and yeah, tomorrow we will end up picking the next book, which is exciting. So yeah, oh my gosh, town is going crazy at the moment. I hope you heard that. It was a fire engine. But yeah, that is my update in the car outside the gym, and I'll talk to you when I actually finish the book.
Alrighty, so I am here to update my reading on Reflection by Elizabeth Lim, and I finished this today. So I gave this a 3 star, so this is definitely not going to be one that I'm going to be trying to fit on my shelves, which is a kind of win for this vlog. So it means that I'm going to be unhauling this one. I found that it was not as engaging and as loving, and I didn't love it as much as I expected to, which is kind of sad in a way. I thought that because I really love Mulan as a Disney movie that I thought I would really like this retelling, but I think that also Unbirthday, which I mentioned at the start of this vlog, also did the same thing. Like, I just didn't feel that connection to the characters, so I gave this a 3 star. And yeah, it's just not something that I'm ever going to keep. It's not something that I'm ever going to reread, and I just don't think that this retelling collection series is for me. So now it is time to pick the next book. So let me just double check my counting and make sure that I do have 50 books because I don't want to mess it up. Yes, so I do have 50. So I'm going to pull up my number generator. We have 1 to 50, and we will generate 27. Whew, let's see where that is. So our first stack has 18, so here is 18, if you can see that. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So we have Where She Went by Gayle Foreman. So this is the sequel to If I Stay, that I read many years ago. And I honestly don't even know what this one is about. Honestly, I don't even remember what happened with If I Stay, to be fair. I think her whole family passed away in a car crash and she ended up fighting for her life in hospital. So we're kind of following her as she's like in a coma and kind of dealing with trying to wake up, going through her memories and things like that. I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. I think I'm just going to give it a try and see where we go. But yeah, I don't know about this one. The good thing about this will be it's probably going to be pretty short. So it's 260 pages, so it's pretty short, so I will be able to fly through this one. But yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't even know why this is still on my shelves, to be fair. I should have just gotten rid of this one, but we're here now. I'm kind of bummed about this pick, but it is probably going to be a quick read. So I will update you when I've read this and we will go from there. It's been a hot minute since I updated this vlog, but I had a whole nother readathon vlog that I filmed, and I am here with an update on Where She Went by Gayle Foreman. So the decision that I'm making is that I'm going to be DNFing this book. So I got 26 pages in and I'm just not feeling it. And I had a quick look back on my Goodreads. And on my Goodreads, I gave If I Stay, book 1 in this duology series, whatever it is, a 3 star. Why am I trying to read a sequel of a book that I gave 3 stars? Like, it's not computing. I don't know why this is still on my shelf. So I'm just going to DNF it and get it off my shelf. And we're just going to pick a next book because I do not want to read this. I was like skimming reading it last night with just 26 pages in. So we're not doing this. It's not happening. So we're just going to add that to my Unhaul pile because why not? So we will do that. We'll add it to the Unhaul pile and then we will pick our next book. Alright, so if I'm being honest with you, I don't remember how many books are here. So let's just do a quick count and then we will put a number generator and go from there. So 49 books. So we will pull up a number generator. 1 is the minimum, 49 is the maximum, and we are going to generate 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. So we have Havenfall by Sara Holland. I think this is a fantasy. I'm not 100% sure. So, an enchanting and thrilling fantasy. So, let's have a quick read and we'll go from there. So, Maddie Morrow knows Havenfall is more than it seems. Beneath the beautiful sprawling inn lie the hidden gateways to 3 ancient realms, Bryn, Fear-Dinkill, and Solaria. Maddie's destiny is here, rooted in her family's promise to protect the fragile alliance between the worlds. But when a brutal murder shatters the peace and someone she loves stands accused, Maddie must step forward to protect the place and the people she cares for most. Her safe haven will never be the same again. This sounds interesting. So this is a fantasy, and I've kind of been feeling a little bit more fantasy leaning at the moment, and it is quite a short one. So we will start this and see how we go, and hopefully it's not a shelf. I feel bad, like I'm reading these just to get them off my shelves at the moment. I just don't, looking at any of these, I don't really want them on my shelf. So hopefully I can read this, decide that I don't want to keep it, and if it is a 5 star, maybe I want to keep it. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. But I'm gonna go and I'm going to get some reading done, and I'll come up back to you with an update when I have one. Hello, happy Saturday. So I'm still reading Havenfall by Sara Holland. I am 189 pages into this, and honestly it's taking a lot longer than I expected it to. It is still interesting, but I'm finding that it is dragging just that little bit. We are finally in the throes of the action and trying to figure things out, but for such a short book, I feel like it is dragging just that little bit. So I'm definitely going to be finishing it today, but I don't think it is going to be a high rating, so it might be a 3 star, and if it ends really well, it might be a 4 star, but it's definitely not a 5 star. So it's definitely one that I don't think I'm going to be keeping on my shelves, which is great. But yeah, I'm kind of sad because I was in the fantasy mood, but this is definitely a little bit more slow going than I expected for such a short book. But it is definitely whimsical, it is definitely fantastical, and I am enjoying the world. It is a very unique system. We've got all these different dimensions or different realms that we have, and yeah, it is very, very interesting. So it is an interesting story, but it is just something that I don't think is, because we're following our main character, Maddie, who she's 17 and she is now kind of in charge of everything, and she has no idea what she's doing, so she's struggling a little bit there, and she's learning about different things, figuring out if people have been betraying her or whatnot. But yeah, it is definitely something that is a little bit slower paced, which is fine, but I'm hoping to finish it today to then get the next book picked for this vlog, which is exciting. So we are going to go do that, and yeah, I'm going to finish this and we'll go from there. Happy Saturday. Alrighty, so it's not that much later, but I have finished Havenfall. I think I'm going to be giving this a 3-star. I don't think it's anything wonderful. It was a good story, but I don't think it deserves a 4-star. It's not something that I'd probably continue reading the series. Like if it comes across on Libby or something like that, I may continue with the series, but it's not something that I'm going to probably remember much. So a 3-star I think is the correct choice. So now we have to pick our next book. So we have 49 books. So we have 48 books left in the piles. So we are going to get our number generator up on my phone, and we've got 1 and 49. So as you can see, 1 and 49, we're going to generate 22. So let's go to my piles and we will have a look. So 1, 2, can you see? Yeah, I think it's going to be in this pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, no, 20, 21, 22. So we have Blackwood by Sji Holliday. So this is a dark thriller with a shocking secret at its heart. I picked this up from the library. It was on sale at the library, so I got it for like 50 cents. So I did pick it up. As you can see, they're like labeling here. This sounded really interesting. This is supposed to be a darker story. So it is Something happened to Claire and Joe in Blackwood. It's something that left Claire paralysed and Joe with deep mental scars. But with Claire suffering memory loss and no evidence to be found, nobody believes Joe's story. 23 years later, a familiar face walks in the bookshop where Joe works, dredging up painful memories and rekindling her desire for vengeance. And at the same time, Sergeant Davy Gray is investigating a balaclava-clad man who is attacking women on the disused railway, shocking the sleeping village of Banktown. But what is the connection between Joe's visitor and the masked man? To catch the assailant and to give Joe her long-awaited justice, Gray must unravel a tangled web of past secrets, broken friendships, and tainted love. But can he crack the case before Joe finds herself with blood on her hands? Sounds really interesting, and again, it's another thriller, but with thrillers I generally just read them and then take them off my shelf because I tend to not reread them. So yeah, we are going to read this one now because I haven't put a book on the shelf yet, and I think that is a really good option. So yeah, I will start reading this. The writing is pretty big in here, and it is only 335 pages, so hopefully I'll be able to fly through it quite a bit this weekend. Well, that is the goal anyway, because I want to try and finish this vlog before the end of the month. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get some work done, probably edit a video, and then we will get into more reading. So we're on a roll, guys. We're doing really well, so let's keep it going. Hello, happy Sunday. So I finally have picked up and started reading Blackwood by Sji Holliday. I don't know. Sji Holliday. And I'm enjoying it so far. It is very intriguing. It is very 2015 sort of thrillers where there's certain things that I'm not 100% sure on. And if you notice sound quality, I've just got my DJI mic mini and I'm testing it out. So hopefully it's not too crazy of a difference, but I'm hoping that it will definitely boost the sound quality to my videos. But yeah, I am 129 pages into this, and I just started it this morning about 8 o'clock, whatever time it was, and I've flown through it. So it is very fast paced. It is very intriguing. I am starting to kind of have theories that I'm guessing about what has happened. We're getting different points of view who we're not 100% sure who these points of view are from, but they are telling us a story. We're also getting a main point of view from Jo, who's really struggling and has kind of come face to face with the person that she believes attacked her and her friend 23 years ago. So it's very interesting, and yeah, I don't think this is going to be an absolute favorite of mine. I have a feeling that the more I read, I am going to figure out what's going on. I already have an inkling of what has happened, so I'm very, very intrigued to see where it goes. So yeah, I will definitely be probably most likely finishing it today, and I will then pick book 5 for this vlog, and then we will end this vlog, which is very, very exciting. So I'm going to go. I'm going to get some work done. I've got another video to film and edit, and then yeah, we'll just be reading for most of the day, which is very, very exciting. So I'll talk to you with an update very, very soon. Okay. It is still Sunday, and I actually have finished Blackwood by Sji Holliday, and I gave this 3 stars. Unfortunately, I did kind of guess the ending and how things are going, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is another book that is off my TBR, off these stacks, and it is leaving my library, so I don't have to try and fit it on the shelf, which is great. This was 3 star. I did find the writing to be a little bit lackluster. I did enjoy the atmosphere because we were based in a dark woods and we had rumors of witches and things like that, so it was a little bit more interesting in that way, but I just didn't love it. I was flying through it really easy. It was very easy to read. The writing wasn't the best, I would say, and neither were the characters. I didn't like any of the characters in here, and I did kind of see where it was going. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is another book off my shelves, off my floor, and it will be going to someone else who would probably enjoy it a lot more than me. So I'm pretty sure we had 48 books left in the stacks. So we're just going to double check my counting because I do not remember. I'm so bad at this. And then we will pick our next book, which is very, very exciting. So yes, we do have 47 books. So we will pull up our random number generator. And we've 1 to 47. And we are going to generate 35. So we will start from the last stack and count from there. So we've got our stacks over here. So this is our last stack here. So we've got 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Was that the number that I chose? 35? Yes, 35. So we have Black Wings Beating by Alex London. I'm pretty sure this is book 1 because I do have the 2 of the series on the shelf. So I am, oh yes, it says the Skybound Saga book 2. So we've got book 1 here. I don't know much about this. I remember reading the synopsis at my local warehouse, the place that I buy books, and it sounded interesting and it was quite cheap at the time. So I did want to check it out. So the people of Utsar have long looked to the sky with hope and wonder. Nothing in the world is more revered than birds of prey, and no one is more honoured than the falconers who call them to their fists. Bryson strives to be a great falconer while his twin sister Kylie possesses ancient gifts for it but wants to be free of falconry altogether. She's nearly made it out, but a war is rolling through the 6 villages, with the rebel army leaving nothing in its wake but blood and empty sky. No bird or falconer will be safe from this invasion. Together, the twins must embark on a journey into the treacherous mountains to trap the near-mythic ghost eagle, a solitary killer, and the most feared of the Uztari birds of prey. They each go for their own reasons. Bryson for the boy he loves and the glory he's long craved, and Kylie to atone for her past and protect her brother's future. But they both are hunted by those who seek one thing: power. With this book, Alex London launches a soaring saga about the memories that haunt us and the histories that haunt us and the bonds of blood between us. So this is cute. It does have a bird embossing on the hardcover, and I think this is going to be so yeah, I think this is a YA novel, but I'm very intrigued, and yeah, I will update you when I've got some updates. I don't have a few more days left of the month, which is great because I wanted to finish this vlog off before the end of the month. So we are almost there, which is exciting. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a little bit of editing done, and then I'm going to read my beta read and see where we go. Alrighty, goodbye. I filmed a whole clip with my microphone turned on, but not the connector to the camera, so that's really annoying. But it has been a hot minute since I updated this vlog, but we are on page 279 of Black Wings Beating, and I'm not enjoying this book, which is sad because reading the synopsis, I thought I was really going to enjoy this one, and I don't. I have no emotional connection to the characters, to the world. I don't really understand the world, if I'm being honest. I feel like we just got dropped into this world with no explanation and understanding of what's actually going on and why the world is the way that it is, which I don't like. There is a lot of child abuse in here as well, which is making me very uncomfortable, just because I've been through a lot of child abuse as a child myself. So it is very uncomfortable. There is one tabbable moment that I had, which is, I'm not in a mood. Kylie hated the assumption that boys always made when she got mad. Like, her emotions were a part of her thinking mind like theirs, but were tied to the moons and the winds like an animal's. Surely her own brother knew better. That's like the one, oh, I've got two tabbable moments, but that's kind of it. I am really struggling with this. It is such a slog to get through, which is unfortunate. But the good thing is that because I don't like this one, means that I can also pull book 2 off of my shelf, off my stacks, and just get it out of the way. So that's kind of a good thing. So that's basically getting another book off the stacks, which is successful, but I'm sad that I don't like this because it's been on my shelf for so long. But yeah, I'm just going to go and I'm going to finish this goddamn book, and then we're going to finish this vlog so I can pretty much start the next one, because it's the 28th of February, which means I need to finish this vlog tonight, or there will be a punishment, which I still don't know what the punishment is, but I think that if I don't put my deadline on these vlogs, I will just push them out, and then we'll end up with a 3-month vlog that should have been 3 vlogs in 3 months instead of 1 vlog in 3 months, if that makes sense. So we are going to go finish this tonight, and then I'll come back and update you. Hello, we are here with our update and outro of this video. So last night I finished Black Wings Beating by Alex London, and I'm going to be giving this a 2-star. I didn't enjoy it at all, which means it is going to be a Unhaul, which is great. We are getting basically 2 books off my TBR and the stacks for reading 1 book, basically. So 2-star for this one. I just didn't love it. I didn't have any connection to the characters. I didn't have any connection to the story. I didn't understand the world, and I just felt like it was very drawn out and slow moving. So we have finally finished this vlog, and we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 books off the stacks. So I read Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. This was a 3-star read for me. We then went to Where She Went. This is the DNF. I got like 16 pages in, didn't love it. Then we had Havenfall. I gave this a 4-star. I did enjoy this, but it is something that I don't think I will ever read again, so it doesn't need to be fitted onto my shelves anywhere. Then I read Blackwood. I'm pretty sure I gave this a 3-star read. And then we have a 2-star with Black Wings Beating. But we have a total of 6 books taken off my stacks, which leaves me with a total of 45 books left in my stacks, which is not too bad. But we are in a little bit of trouble for episode number 2, because now I have to try and fit the books that I've kept to the side for my February wrap up onto the shelves if I'm keeping them, and also fit the books that I have hauled in January in February onto the shelves. So we might be in a little bit of trouble here, but I will talk to you in episode 2. So make sure, if you like this video, to like it, comment down below if you're doing a TBR challenge at all this year, because I love watching them, and subscribe if you want to continue watching this series, because it's going to get chaotic very, very quickly. So bye.